Hello, time for another Man in Gray book review. Today's book is Christopher Hitchens, The Last Interview and Other Conversations, with an introduction by Stephen Fry. This book was published in 2017 by Melville House. It's part of their Last Interview book series, and it's 178 pages. Christopher Hitchens was a British-born American journalist, political pundit, and professional gadfly. This book contains 8 interviews he did, beginning in 1987 with a transcript of a television interview on C-SPAN in which he discusses how shallow American political TV talk shows are. And the final interview was done just days before Hitchens' death in December of 2011. The interview was with his friend Richard Dawkins for the magazine The New Statesman, which both of them, which Hitchens used to write for. And in that final interview, he talks mainly about his impending death from cancer and how he was handling his mortality, and he kind of reflects on his life. In between, Hitchens gives his opinions on as diverse issues as Mother Teresa and her reputation, the Iran and Iraq wars, religion in general, Islam in particular, and Christianity, and his promotion of atheism. And, of course, he also talks about cancer and death toward the end of this. Whatever you feel about whatever you feel about Christopher Hitchens, he always comes across in these interviews, and if you've read any of his books, as very smart, very articulate, and very passionate. He manages to offend basically everybody, from the far right to the far left and everyone in between. Conservatives were upset with him over his attacks on Mother Teresa, Christianity, religion in general, and his promotion of atheism. Liberals were infuriated by him when he supported George W. Bush's invasion of the Iraq War, and he continued to defend both the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan all the way until his death. So he didn't really care who he offended. Right? He took a belief, and he was consistent in his belief throughout his career. He was also a big proponent of the First Amendment. He wrote a short biography of Tom Paine and another book on Thomas Jefferson, arguing, about the separation of church and state, and also the need for a free press. So, if you've never read any of Hitchens' books, or you only know him from secondhand accounts, you really owe it to yourself to read some of Hitchens' writing. And these interviews, even though they're spontaneous interviews and not carefully written down essays, you still get a sense of Hitchens' personality. Very fierce, very intelligent, and very passionate, not afraid to step on toes. And when he came out with his book, The God Delusion, which is about atheism, he went on a book tour specifically through the Bible Belt in the southern United States. So he was, deliberately provocative at times, and that made him very. That upset a lot of people, but it also inspired a lot of other people as well. The book is Christopher Hitchens, The Last Interview and Other Conversations, with an introduction by Stephen Fry. This has been another Man in Gray book review. Thanks for watching.